I love Persona 5. Hey everybody, this video is going to be kind of like that Sonic video that I did, which was, no script, no bullet list, just kind of me going off. Normally it's not a very good idea, but I like to think that I'm excited enough about this topic and enthusiastic enough that I don't need a script, so let's see how this goes. But yeah, Persona 5, oh my god, I've been playing that game. I got it last week, and I've been playing it pretty much non-stop. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that it's kind of ruined my life. I haven't eaten, I haven't slept, I haven't done anything, I've just been playing that game, and I'm obsessed. It's so good. I just finished my first playthrough of it, and I'm considering going in for the New Game Plus stuff to finish up, other confidants and stuff. But yeah, I love it. It's super good. So I went into this game completely blind. The only thing I knew about it was that there's Joker from Smash, he's really cool, and that you get to date anime girls. And I'm like, cool, sold. So if you don't know anything about Persona 5, very, very light spoilers for the game. If you really want to go in completely blind, I would recommend it. It's actually kind of it's kind of an exciting experience. You play as this character whose name is, you can choose his name, but I guess the canon name is either Akira or Ren, depending on if it's the anime or whatever. Yeah. It's kind of confusing. I'm not totally sure. I named my guy Troyo Boyo, because then they can call me Boyo-kun, which is really funny. But so you play as this character, you're sent to this city in Japan to live there for a year because at your hometown, you stumble upon this guy who's assaulting a woman, and you try and help her and you push the guy off of her, but he ends up getting injured and he sues you and you get a criminal record. And so because of that, your family and everybody, they hate you. And so you have to live for a year on probation out in the city Shibuya with this, a new school, new everything. And you're pretty much ostracized by the whole community. They're like, you're the guy who has a criminal record. We don't want to talk to you. You walk through the school and they're all whispering things about you. You study at the library. They're like, why is he studying here? He's a criminal, stuff like that. And basically what you do is, for the most of the game, you just kind of live life. You go through and you go to school and you have a day-to-day task, and you can go watch movies or go spend time with friends and go on dates and all those things. It's definitely a big life sim. But the biggest thing is, at the end of every month, you have mission raids, basically. And this is where the kind of supernatural aspect of the games come in. So there is a cognitive world, which is basically kind of like a dream world. It's more complicated than that, but just assume it's like a dream world. And what you do is you basically go into the dreams, the cognitive aspects of these people who have their desires distorted from their own views. And so they're usually criminals or bad people. Like the first guy is like an abusive teacher. So you go in and it's Inception. You go in and you steal this treasure, which is like the heart of their distortion. And if you steal that, then they're overridden with guilt about what they've done, then they can confess. And so that's the whole game. So you go in with your party every month, and you have a deadline at the end of every month, and you go and you raid these palaces. It's a JRPG. It's a big JRPG, if you couldn't tell. It's definitely a very Japanese game. But so it's a turn-based game, turn-based strategy game, kind of like Pokemon. But I don't normally like turn-based strategy games. I do not care for turn-based combat. Not even a little bit. Not even Pokemon, I hate it. But this game manages to make it actually engaging. Basically, instead of there's still kind of the rock, paper, scissors aspect, like with Pokemon with weaknesses and stuff, but if you hit an enemy with their weakness, you knock them down. If you're able to knock everybody down, you're able to do a couple different options. You can talk to them and then maybe convince them to retreat and give you money or an item or something. Or, and my favorite thing, is to do an all-out attack, which is this big, giant, flashy, super damaging move. It's so cool, it's so flashy, it's so gorgeous, it's so stylized, just like the rest of the game. The whole game is so stylized and beautiful with this red art style. It's ugh. It's like pure art. I absolutely adore it. On top of the fact, the game has a really cool story. I grow to like every single one of these characters, except for Yusuke, because he kind of creeps me out. Sorry, Yusuke. But the story is really engaging, and the combat's pretty engaging, and the visual design's engaging, and the bond that you build with all your teammates is so real. I love the game. It's fantastic. If you haven't played it, I definitely recommend it. But the thing I wanted to talk about today, now that we're done talking about Persona, now that I'm done gushing about that, Teen Titans. I think that you could take those lessons that you learned from Persona and those game designs and just the structure of the game, and a Teen Titans game could really work within that same style. That kind of day-to-day lifestyle, party members, spend time with your friends, go to school, and then at the end of every month, you go and you do a raid and you do your stuff. I think that could be super cool, and so here's my pitch for a Persona-style Teen Titans game. You play as Dick Grayson, the best character in the DC universe, and you start out on your own at the school. And you start, you're going to school and you meet people like Beast Boy and Raven, and you meet up with your party members. You spend time with them and you recruit them into a team, and then at every month, maybe like the Justice League or Batman or somebody will give you like an assignment. that you have to complete by that deadline, and so you have to prepare for it for the month, and build up your ranks with your other party members. I think that could be really engaging. I guess it kind of all would depend on the combat style. I wouldn't really want to see turn-based combat because this would be a Western-made game probably, and the West kind of hates turn-based combat if it's not Pokemon. But who knows? I think it could really work well with like a Fire Emblem style game, like a strategy type game, because I'm not really sure how you would do something unless if you do like a Ultimate Alliance type of, that could work, maybe an Ultimate Alliance type of dungeon crawler thing. But yeah, I think like every month you get an assignment from Batman or the Justice League or somebody of a different villain, and you have to go and you have to break into their lair and beat them and stop whatever the crime they're doing. And then leading up to that, you prepare with items or leveling up or leveling up your skills and stuff like that. All that kind of stuff. I think that'd be really, really engaging, and I think that would really build upon this really important and kind of forgotten about aspect of the Teen Titans, is that they're all friends. The Teen Titans are friends. At the end of the day, even more so than like the Justice League are. I always consider it like the Avengers are mostly co-workers who are friendly with each other. The Justice League is friends who came from co-workers, and then Teen Titans are friends you've grown up with. And so those are where the deepest bonds are, and so that's why like Dick Grayson and Wally West have such a strong friendship. That's why Dick Grayson and Roy Harper have such a strong friendship, and part of it is because Dick Grayson's one of the best characters ever. But I'm saying. So I think really putting an emphasis on that kind of friendship and that kind of those relationships between the Titans would be really important and really interesting. And then you can also date maybe Batgirl's there. I know Batgirl's not normally part of the Titans. It could be more of like a Young Justice style of game too, just to have more characters and more confidants. But you can date Batgirl, you can date Starfire, or don't date Raven, but you could date Raven if you wanted to. You can date everybody. Fuck it, make Dick Grayson bisexual so you can date everybody. I want to date everybody. I want to date every single person. I think this kind of gameplay style would really reinforce that kind of important aspect of the relationships, which I think a lot of people do tend to forget about. The Titans Season 2 is coming out. Titans Season 2 is coming out. I didn't care for Season 1. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. But I really hope they emphasize the friendship of it. But yeah, so I mean, I guess teammates that could, like party members and Titans members, that could be good. Obviously you want the ones from the show, because those are the popular ones. So Robin, Starfire, Beast Boy, Raven, Cyborg, and then you could also throw in Wally West, you could throw in Roy Harper, you could throw in Donna Troy. I really like to see Donna Troy. I really like Donna Troy. Or Wonder Girl, Cassie maybe. Really just kind of the whole cast of Young Justice might work, or, also like maybe Jessica Cruz could work, or Kyle Rayner, because they're kind of the younger Green Lanterns. You could have like they don't even have to be part of the team. That's the thing in Persona. You can form friendships with people who aren't actually part of your party, and so it's like that could work well with other characters who weren't classically part of the Teen Titans. But yeah, so like I haven't thought too much about story in terms of like this, because I just had this kind of idea for the gameplay and for just a general pitch. That's how these crazy talks kind of work. And the story could be very similar to Persona, which again I won't get into it too much, but every month there's a different villain. There could be Dr. Light or Gorilla Grodd, or the guy with the cat, the magic guy. I forgot his name. But that could be really cool. And then there could be a human behind this, because okay, so the way the Persona games work, from my understanding, I haven't played 1, 2, 3, or 4, but from my understanding, there's always a human villain who's worked behind the scenes and connect everything, and then there's a god villain who you fight at the big final boss fight. I think that could work well with Titans. I know we've seen too much Deathstroke, and I know we've seen too much Trigon, but they could fill those roles pretty well. Deathstroke being the guy who's kind of leading the villains behind the scenes and connecting all the different missions and crimes and stuff, and then Trigon being the top dog final boss who he's working for. I don't want to see Judah's contract again. So I don't really want to see Terra show up. As great as that story is, I think we've seen it too much, and unfortunately kind of the same with Trigon. And obviously it doesn't even have to be those two. It could be somebody else. It could be some totally different villain. It could be like, some multiverse stuff, or who knows. And then also, what would be really cool gameplay-wise is, so in Persona you have Mementos, which is basically just like, it's kind of like a roguelike, like just go into the dungeons, just kind of go explore, collect, fight things, and then there are little tiny side missions related to that. So replace Mementos with just going on patrol. You go on patrol and you explore, and you're going out and you're looking for crimes and looking for muggings and stuff. And so you can fight people there, or there can be side quests that require you to go on patrol and look for a specific person and all that stuff. I think that could work really, really well. Yeah, I don't have a ton else I want to say about this, but after playing Persona and after connecting so much with those characters and becoming so close with those people, I want more games like that. I think games kind of tend to forget the friendship aspect of a lot of the characters and the relationships. That's why I love God of War so much, because the relationship is so important there. And I think that'd be really, really cool to take that aspect of friendship and relationships and stuff that and put that in a team where that is the most important part. It's that they're friends and they hang out and they save the world together. That could be really interesting. There's always like this whole thing with superhero games you got to make them different. You know, if every game is Batman Arkham, that's going to be annoying. Spider-Man works for it, but if they made a Daredevil game or something where it's just, you know, a Batman Arkham clone again, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I need something more unique, more refreshing, and I think that kind of relationship aspect is refreshing. But anyway, I think I've said everything I wanted to say. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for listening or whatever. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you're new here and you don't want to miss any future updates, hit that subscribe button and maybe ring that notification bell. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But with that said, this has been Boy 17 coming at you live with this weird, crazy talk, but I will see you around.